Welcome to Star Citizen. So, there's lots of different fighters that we have. But the fighters have a class of their own. There's the light, the medium, and heavy fighters. So, what are the main differences and, well, what should one prefer? The light ones, of course, are the most common ones. They are also the ones in the cheapest packages and, in general, the cheapest ships. Light fighters are mostly single seater vehicles. There are a few exceptions like Aurora or certain variants that may be slightly different and offer some accommodations. Mostly these ships are meant to fight other fighters, preferably light fighters. They're duelers, they perform better against ships that don't maneuver as well as they do. While also being light fighters, they are the most maneuverable ships in the game. Not all of them of course have same maneuverability or same preferences, but they do pretty much offer you quite a bit of mobility while also being quite fragile. They can work well as jousters, seeing as they are small ships and accelerate quite fast. There are better ones, there are worse ones, and then there are just some that are basically meant as transport instead of really being those fighters, or perhaps even explorers. So the light fighters are the most common ships, they're the most fragile ships, most maneuverable, but are they the best? Well, that's hard to say. In duels, sure, they probably are and will be one of the best ships you can have. But when fighting several ships, this can easily be an unpleasant ship to be in, as if you get laid into by some big weapons, you're not gonna survive very long. Okay, so the medium fighters are up next. These are some nifty ships, perhaps one of the more special fighters. The most common thing in this game with them is they can be kitted out in a wide variety of ways. For example, you can have radars or you can have weapons. You can have different types of weapons. You can have modules to your nose, to your turret on the top, and it is still controlled by a single person. The variety is perhaps one of the main things that comes with being a medium fighter. Of course, the bigger health pool and more durability, while also being less maneuverable and a bit bigger target than light fighters. This is one of the hardest brackets to explain because there aren't that many medium fighters, and there are different varieties and sorts of them, like the Drake Cutlass Black, which is a multi-role / medium fighter support fighter ship. But let's try to put it simply, medium fighters usually offer more variety for your weapons and gadgets to use. They may offer more firepower than light fighters, or in some cases even near equal. They are more likely to survive significant hits and attacks against them, but they are not that maneuverable as light fighters. Although they aren't exactly bad at maneuvering, they still aren't great at it, so they aren't the best duelers. But they can knock out other ships quite fast if they can get their aims on them. And then we have the heavy fighters. These are truly a knockout ships. These are something you might want to use if you want to knock out bigger ships. They are not very maneuverable. They are not ideal for dueling against other light ships. But then again, if you get in a precise and steady burst, you might just blow up some of those light fighters in a second. The heavy fighters of course have a variety of different types. Some of them have interiors, some of them have turrets, and some of them are just single seaters with gigantic cannons. They are meant to be deadly and quite durable. It doesn't mean other ships can't break them, but they are likelier to survive attacks than some of these medium or light fighters. As they are truly durable and come with poor maneuverability and usually pretty good defenses, the trade-off of course is maneuverability and in some cases even speed. So in the best case you should use it against some of those transport ships or other heavy fighters, because that is where you have the best chances of not getting hit so many times as you would against other ships. Even if you're in a light fighter and you think you can outmaneuver it, you should be careful, because one wrong move and this ship may melt you. In short, it's just meant to go up against tougher, harder targets than what a light fighter or medium fighter might go against. For conclusion, if this game ever gets anywhere, I'd say the medium fighters might become one of the more dominant ship forms in the game. Why is that? The medium fighter actually does offer you quite a bit of flexibility while also offering at least same or if not more firepower than a light fighter. Also, the good survivability compared to light fighters is a great thing to have, and if you already think about it, it is quite dominant seeing as there are quite a bit of Drake Cutlass Blacks in this game, which sadly are considered medium fighters, although I'm sure that we all disagree with that. We just need more medium fighters, more interesting twists with them, and maybe we could just see them more around the world. Anyway, thanks for watching.